Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to do a tutorial on things that I have had in my collection for a while. These aren't necessarily new products because I feel in the beauty community there are so many new releases that our old favorites get forgotten and tend not to be used, and tutorials kind of fade away using those products. So I wanted to go ahead and make a tutorial for those out there who maybe can't afford to buy the new releases or are just looking for a tutorial on their old favorite beauty products. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I've already prepped my skin and done my eyebrows. I've also moisturized my lips with the Vaseline Lip Therapy Treatment in Pink Bubbly. I love that lip balm. It's amazing. I'm going to start off with my eyes, and I'm going to do something pretty simple, not too much. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. I got this for my birthday as a birthday gift. It was my first high-end palette, and I love this palette. But like I said, there's been so many new releases that I haven't used this in a while. And I just wanted to dig back into the products that I once loved but have forgotten about. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shade White Chocolate, which is this shade right here, one of the larger pans, and I'm just going to go ahead and set my concealer, because I have primed my lids with the ColourPop concealer in 04 Fair. I'm just going to put that all over my lid so that whenever I blend the other colors onto my lid, they blend nicely. I'm going to go in with this shade Hazelnut right here, this light brown color, and I'm just going to put that in my crease. I'm going to focus this higher up than my crease because I do have hooded lids, so it is going to look funny if I just put it directly into the crease. I have to set a transition shade that goes higher up so that they blend nicely together and my eye look doesn't get lost. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that into the crease. And both eyes. Obviously you don't want to do just one eye. I tried to adjust my setting so that the lighting was better, because I know in my first video it wasn't too great and the sound was not either, but it is a learning process, so we shall see how this goes. I don't expect to be perfect on my first try, you know? I think people are way too hard on themselves and expect their video to be perfect and everything to be amazing right from the beginning, but we tend to forget that it's a learning process for everyone who starts. They had to start somewhere, and it could be great your first time. It could be that your lighting isn't so great and that your sound isn't great either, but you just gotta keep practicing, you know? Just find your footing and what works best for you and go from there, you know? So I'm gonna take the shade Semi-Sweet. It's gonna be this shade. I'm trying not to blind everyone. This shade right here, the third one in the second row, and I'm not gonna take too much, so I tapped off my brush quite a bit, and I'm just gonna focus this on the outer corner of my eye and up into my crease, where my eye actually creases, like right in here. And I'm going to try not to take that too far up, because if I take it too far up, it's just going to turn into a smoky eye. That's not really what I'm going for right now. So I'm just going to blend that here. And this is a Morphe 441 brush. I love Morphe brushes. They're so inexpensive and such great quality. Since that's all blended out the way that I want it, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit, not too much, I don't want too much, of white chocolate and hazelnut on the brush that we first used to blend out our base color with the Morphe M576. And I'm just going to blend that into the crease shade that I put higher up and my actual crease shade, so that everything is blended nicely and we don't have any harsh edges. I don't want to put too much of that on my brush because I don't want to overwhelm what we've already done, so try not to be too heavy-handed with that. I'm really drawn to this creme brulee shade, this pink champagne color. It's a shimmer color, so I think I'm going to put that all over my lid. And I'm not rubbing too hard. You don't want to be too rough on your eye. Here we go. And I'm just going to take the brush that we used in the crease and blend out the edges. There we go. I think that's it for my eyes right now. I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 primer. I'm just gonna use a couple sprays of that. And I'm also, where my pores are larger, so in my T-zone, I'm gonna use the NYX Angel Veil primer. This one, I don't know why, but for some reason, it's like really hard to squeeze out. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use this today because like it's like do you see how hard I'm squeezing this and it's like not coming out? I don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm just gonna rub that on my fingers, kind of warm it up, and press that in right here. Kind of rub it. I'm not gonna rub it too hard because I want it to soak into my pores and not just smear on top of my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop there with that because I don't want to be here all day. So I'm going to, something that I like to do, I don't do it too often actually. I'm just going to use this dual fiber brush. Is take my Rimmel Stay Matte setting powder, and I just tap that right where I put the NYX Angel Veil primer. It just helps it to dry and kind of lock it in. And I kind of add this to my T-zone, but not too much. I went very light-handed because I don't want the foundation that I put over that to not stick. I'm going to go in with my Mega Cushion foundation from Wet n Wild. I love this stuff. It's affordable and it is such a good foundation, especially for a Kush foundation. I find that I don't like mini, but this one I really enjoy. And I'm going to take that on a sponge. I'm not even really sure where I got this. I think I got it in a multi-pack from Walmart. It's not wet. I'm just going to put this right through my T-zone, because I don't like to go in with a wet sponge on my T-zone because it's already oily and it'll just take up that Angel Veil primer that I already put down, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and press this into my skin. Right in my T-zone. And once that's blended into my skin the way that I like it, I'm just going to go ahead and take my Real Techniques sponge, go ahead and do my foundation. I'll go over the sides and lightly go over where I put the foundation with the dry sponge so that I can blend those edges together, because it does look different when you take a dry sponge and put it in certain areas and then take a wet sponge and put it in other areas. The coverage is very different, so you have to be careful and make sure that they're blended out to the same opacity. I'm just gonna my foundation takes me the longest because I like to make sure that it's blended really well into my skin and my hairline. And it's like really bothersome. So once my sponge is kind of more dry, I just went over this hair. Thank you. Went over the area in my T-zone. And just kind of make sure it is all blended together. Alrighty. I go ahead in with my concealer, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 15 Fair. I used to love this concealer. It's been a while since I've used it. I'm stuck on my ColourPop concealer. And this is a pretty lightweight concealer, but it gives fairly good coverage. I really like it and enjoy it. I'm gonna put this also highlight. That's kind of a lot right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the butt of this beauty blender. I guess that wasn't too much. This concealer actually blends out like a dream. So if you get too much, like I just did right there, it is so easy to blend out. Just gonna go ahead and take my wet sponge and kind of just pat over that so that it kind of soaks in a little bit more. On my dry sponge, my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and just take kind of a lot of that. I'm gonna tap it right in where I get oily and right where I set that concealer, which I should have taken my NYX banana powder, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna tap that right in so that it sets everything right there, and it's not, helps it to keep my oils at bay. And once that is all done, I'm going to take my Real Techniques powder brush and just set the rest of my face and down on my neck with that same powder. Just went ahead and got my bandana that I use for my skincare to hold my hair back. I'm going to take my Physicians Formula bronzer in the shade light to medium. This is in the brown packaging before they came out with the Physicians Formula bronzer. I'm just going to take that on a Real Techniques brush. It's a multitask brush. And bronze my skin. Use that same brush and take my L'Oreal True Match blush in Subtle Sable. Just dust that on the cheeks. Help the bronzer and the blush blend better together. For highlight, I'm going to use my Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. And this is in the shade Be My Highlight. It's nice and subtle, but also catches the light just right and gives you a perfect glow. It's like you're glowing from within. It's so natural, but so beautiful. Just gonna put that on the high points of my face, my cheekbones, and above the arch of my brow. Some down the bridge of my nose and on my cupid's bow. And a little on my chin. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and take my wet or my damp Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just gonna pat over where I put all those powders. Not too hard. I don't want to press too hard because I don't want to get everything too wet. I just want to be able to just pat that in just a teeny bit so that the powder isn't so harsh on my skin. I'm also going to take some of my Wet n Wild 3-in-1 Rose Primer Water and spray that. And do the same thing. Not too harsh, just lightly patting. I'm going to take my Essence Lash Princess mascara and apply that to my top and bottom lashes. I'm not going to do anything on my lower lash line today. This mascara is very wet mascara, so you have to be very careful how you apply. See what I mean? I got that a little too close to my lash line and got it on my eyelid. I'm going to go in with Peach Buff by Maybelline. This color right here. Bring it down a little bit. And I just go over it with my fingers if I feel like it's too harsh. This is a very light color. I was not expecting it to be that light. So, let's try this. The Revlon Supernatural Lip Gloss. Alright, that concludes this makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to become part of the Northern Beauty family, go ahead and subscribe. See you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.